What I'm going to do today is, well, not today, just I'm going to work on this. I have some pallets. These are small pallets, and you can see the wood is pretty good. It looks quite flat. It looks quite flat. It's not bowed from the weight we put on them. I have a couple of these, and I have another one over there on a stack of. I want to make a shadow box for bottle caps, you know. So, and then in the glass part, I'm going to etch something on it. I did the etching on I tried this before, but the saw wouldn't cut direct. The saw wouldn't cut correct. It wouldn't cut a 45 very well. But if that doesn't work, I'm going to have another way of doing it. And so that's what I'm going to try today. I'm going to take these. I'm going to cut these down and use whatever boards I possibly can, whatever is the straightest. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it a shot. You know, why not? It might take a while because I got a lot of stuff to do this morning. I got, you know, like 4 different things I have to do this morning before everybody comes in, and this is just one of them. 5 different things, and this is just one of them. So let's get going. Hey everyone, I cut them runners off that pallet, and I cut them down to the length I needed them, you know, for both sides. And when you cut the end grain, when you cut a cross grain with a saw, go very, very slow, because it'll give you a cleaner cut. It won't rip it out, and you have a lot more sanding to do. So go really slow. And then I made this a frame. It's perfectly square, and I drilled some pilot holes for the screws. Always drill pilot holes for the screws because this is going to split this wood. I could have used nails, but then again I couldn't take it apart and work on it or anything like that, and put the glass in it after I got it squared up. And then I used a little bit bigger drill bit to make the countersink the heads. I'm going to fill that in with wood putty or a wood dowel and cut that off and sand it. And then I took the blade, I dropped it down to where I needed it to make this rabbet joint in here, this little thing that'll take the glass on all 4 sides. And that was easy. You just, you know, run the board through and make sure you run all the boards through the same way, with your parts you want on the inside and on the outside and everything. And then I took a 1/2-inch drill bit, I drilled through the middle, fine center, drilled through the middle, took my Dremel with a 1/2-inch sanding drum, and I just slowly went in and out of that and sanded that down. And what you want to do is make sure that's big enough to take a bottle cap that's smashed a little bit, like bent out of round, because it'll be a little bit wider, and so you can drop down in there. And then this is the bottom. I didn't bring the little piece of wood I made for the middle, and for the door I'm going to put a hinge on it and it's going to open up. And I made this, I got this plastic, this piece of thick plastic from home, and I cut out a square and I sanded it down with my Dremel, and I made like a little teardrop. And not really a teardrop, but you know, you get the thing, and you get the idea. And I drilled a hole, and I countersunk it and put a screw in there so it's flush with the top of the plastic. And you could twist it to open it up and let the caps fall out after you get it full. And on the block, I sanded it on the back part, this side, I sanded it a little bit to give it a round edge, because when you open it up, the back part will hit in here. So if you sand it a little bit, it opens up clean. So that's what I did now. And then now what I have, we have 1/8-inch plywood all over this place. It's bordered and through the middle by like 1x2s. They staple through it. Well, we throw it away all the time. So I says, you know what? I'm going to take it and I'm going to stain it. And this is a Minwax. I can't remember what it was. I think it was dark walnut. I just rubbed it on with a paper towel. It looked really nice. I like that. And then this side will be the inside to the box. It's black. I put a coat of black paint on that. Then I'm going to spray that with this stuff. I use this on my walking sticks too, but I use a clear gloss. This is a satin. I wanted a satin for this one. It's just Minwax polyurethane. That's like $7. Yeah, $6.99 for a can. And I'm going to spray the back part to give it a little bit more protection. And then what I wanted to do was I wanted to get I got a piece of plexiglass. I was like, I'm going to make this for the face. But the only problem is, plexiglass, it's okay, but it scratches so easily. Like if you go to spray something on it and clean it, or even if you clean it with a dry rag, you might put scratches in it, and I don't like that. So I went out and bought an actual piece of pane of glass. And it fits, it's exactly the same size as I need it, 23 by 18 and a half, I think. And what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to center this in it. I'm going to center that, and then I'm going to take my Dremel bit. I have a diamond bit. You can pick them up usually anywhere, $3 or $4 a piece, and they go a long way. And I'm going to put this on the bottom of the glass and tape it. I'm going to center it and tape it on there, and then I'm going to trace it onto the glass with a bit. And that's going to take some time. And I'll peel it off and we'll see what we got. It should turn out pretty nice. So I'll show you the different steps. I ain't going to show you me spraying that board, so I'm just going to let you go with that. I'm going to try to get me working on the beer part. And I know some people are going to complain, oh, you're going to have all that glass flying in the air. No, you're not. You're not going to have glass flying everywhere, breathing it in and everything. It's just so fine, it ain't going to bother you. So don't bother complaining about that. Oh, and I need... I put a bigger ball on there because the other one was starting to get dull. It wasn't working very well. Well, I got it all done. I'm going to peel the paper off now, or the tape. I could show you what it looks like. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There you go. Needs a little bit of wash, but it's not bad, huh? And what I'm doing now is priming the inside frame. Whenever you have a bare wood, you want to use a primer all the time. The paint will last a lot longer. I was debating whether to stain it the inside as the outside, the walls, because the back part is going to be black, and I wanted to know if I should paint it black or stain it, you know, where I'm going to stain the other sides. So I asked Sarah, a friend that works here, what would be a good idea, and she said just paint it black to match the back part. So I was like, okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to use some stain. Minwax Jacobine. I don't know what flavor it is. You know, it's gonna be dark. It's the same stuff I used on the back. Get this stuff out the way. Use a paper towel. Don't take much. There we go. Keep soaking it in. Well, I'm putting the finishing touches on it for this little doohickey to hang it. So there you go. I'll drill a couple holes in it, some pilot holes, and put these long screws in there and hammer them away. Now I put that on top, but the next thing I want to do, if they don't want to hang it, I bought these little rubber feet that I'm going to mount on the bottom that they could set it on the floor. Plus, if they set it on the floor, it protects these little doohickeys I put on the bottom for the doors and stuff. So there you go. We'll put those on and I'll show you what the finished product is. Well, it's all done. The etched glass. The only thing I had to buy for this, I think, was the finish. I had the stain, I had everything else, all the wood and everything at work. And then you got your hole in the top. You can put your bottle caps in through there and they fall down in, they build up. When it gets full, you got a little door on the bottom. So I made a little plastic latch that you slide to the one side, and I put a little nail on this door I made with a hinge. You empty it out there and you just close it back up and you slide that over and it locks. If you don't want to hang it up on the wall, so I got a thing back here for the wall, I put rubber feet on the bottom so you can just stand it up, and also it keeps this stuff off the ground from be wobbling and stuff. But everything else, I think it took about 4 or 5 hours total out of scrap wood and everything I had at work. And this price tag on the back here, 25 cents. I'm going to sell it to a girl at work. She told me her brother or her sister drinks different beers. Sister-in-law, brother-in-law. It's her sister and brother-in-law, or her brother and sister-in-law. They drink different beers and stuff, and they have people over and they try different beers. And I was like, I'd like to make them one of them. You know, just give it a try. And I hope she buys it. It might be priced a little high for the quality of work, you know. Anyways, that's about it. So, thanks for watching.